Hello, welcome back to Cyborg underscore 165 readings of the Flower of Life. But thank you guys for tuning in. Whoever's watching, I know life is so busy, but I appreciate y'all for giving me your time. It smells really good, but I hope y'all are having a good day, great day. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so this is probably going to be a short video. So, here we go. A galaxy spiral arms, surrounding spheres and heat envelope. Figure 2 to 37 is out of the National Geographic, showing that they've now discovered they found that spheres of energy surround galaxies. Notice the tiny galaxy with its spiraling arms along with a bunch of loose stars all enveloped in the sphere of energy. Then outside, that sphere is another enormous sphere of energy shown here as a hexagonal grid. So there's a huge sphere inside a smaller sphere with a tiny galaxy inside it. As we progress, you're going to see that you have actually exactly the same field around you. Figure 2 to 38 is a picture of the heat envelope of a galaxy, slightly tilted. Envelope? It looks like those things where, like, the Ender's Game, when they have the big shield of, like, all the freaking the troops lined up. That's weird. That's like a galaxy. Hexagonal. So when I was doing DMT, like, those are a lot of the shapes that I seen. The hexagonal, like the quasi quartz, like very the quantum, you know. So taken with an infrared camera. Infrared. I'm so sorry. My reading sucks. Taken with an infrared camera. It looks like a flying saucer. It has a big circle around the outer edge, which is dark because the outer edge is moving very, very fast. This heat envelopes is an exact this heat envelope is in exactly the same proportion as the Merkaba around your body. When it is activated through breathing and meditation, when you follow a certain breathing procedure, you'll find that a field about 55 feet wide will form around your body that looks like this heat envelope. With the proper equipment, you could see it on a computer screen, since it does have an electromagnetic component in the microwave range. This is very real stuff. It is the same shape of Merkaba. It's the same shape of the Merkaba that, if you so choose, you will activate around your body. It's like the rings and on the emerald tablets. Wait, and the Saint Germain discourses, he talks about, like, with the I am affirmations, that you could create, like, your magnetic aura can, like, prevent, like, all kinds of things, you know, from entering yourself, you know. And it's like, I find it very interesting because magnetics would be like how you know, it bounces stuff off because you're just like have that energy. Precession of the equinox and other wobbles. Going on to why this change is happening at this moment on Earth, currently tilts approximately 23 degrees to the plane of its orbit around the sun. But let me read this side note right here real quick. Counter rotating field. I don't think this was wait, I don't know. I think when you're reading, I don't even know. Okay. Counter rotating field. Not only do galaxies look like Merkabah fields, but they appear to have the same internal dynamics. Of course, I personally believe that galaxies are living beings and that they are really nothing but a huge living Merkabah field. In addition, physicists at the University of Rochester and the University of Kansas have found evidence that changes the long-held belief that space is the same in all directions. Researcher John Ralston reported that there seems to be an absolute axis, a kind of cosmological north star that orients the universe. This work is published in the April 21, 1997 issue of Physical Review Letters. They have also discovered that light travels differently along this axis than anywhere else. There are now 2 known different speeds of light. The axis is the key to the living Merkabah field, and this finding may eventually prove that the entire universe is really just a giant living Merkabah field. After you are aware of your own Merkabah field, reread this section and will understand. Galactic heat envelope. Galactic. So the Merkabah, the whole universe. So, well, yeah, they say the planets are living. There's some telescopes I've seen online where they like zoom in and the stars like a hexagon is like changing shapes. And when I was on acid and I was like looking at the full moon, it looked like a Joker. It was like all like a smudge, like a pancake, and it was like, it had a big chin. It looked like, yeah, like I was like, what the hell? Like it was all smudge. I went outside like in the night. I was like, what the fuck? Excuse my language. And it was like just a big smudge. It looked like it had eyes, and it was like a Joker face laughing. And I was like, what the heck? I don't know, but that's what I was just seeing. But it was just like a big smudge, And I was like, he looked like a smudge. So that was pretty interesting. Let me know your guys' experience with that stuff if y'all ever had any. But if y'all seen similar things like that. But here we go. Here we go. Let me finish from the last sentence. Our Earth currently tilts approximately 23 degrees to the plane of its orbit around the sun, and as the Earth orbits the sun, the angle that the light hits the surface of the Earth changes depending where it is in its orbit. This is why we have 4 seasons. Within this yearly rotation, there's another very slow wobble, which most people know as the precession of the equinox, which takes almost 26,000 years to complete. To be more accurate, it's about 25,920 years. It depends on who you read, because everybody comes up with a few years difference. There are other wobbles too. For example, that plus 23 degrees angle to the sun is not fixed. There's a wobble of about 40,000 years where it changes about 3 degrees from about 23 to about 26 degrees. Then there's another wobble inside the little 3-degree wobble that completes a cycle about every 14 months. And they've discovered another one that completes about every 14 years. Now they say they've discovered yet another one. If you read the science, the ancient Sanskrit writing, all these wobbles are profoundly important for consciousness on the planet. They're tied directly to specific events and to the time these events happen on the planet, just as our DNA is tied to various phases in the growth of the human body. Yeah, because we're like web fingers, we have gills, we're like can breathe underwater, and then it's just a process. And I read a couple of years, like 2 years ago, that they, I think it was people were posting on YouTube too, but that they basically got a chicken egg and they they see how a chicken, the stages of the chicken like change from like dinosaur to like, so the just like cut out certain things and phases of the chicken where they're like making it like dinosaurish, but supposedly that they're not letting them grow full term, but that's what they're saying. But that's what they were doing last year, like editing those genes and letting it become more like a dinosaur. So if they're doing that, um, with animal DNA, they're mammals or whatever they're called, animal mammals. Um, so just think about human DNA, what they have already done, since they already know all these things, and maybe they're the ones that are releasing all these hybrids in these seclusive areas, and that could be one possibility. Where how they say they escaped, like like their experiments escaped and whatnot. But I mean, you see that play over and over in movies, and it's like kind of reality too. Like those monkeys that had the Wuhan virus that flipped over like 2 years ago, supposedly being transported, and then like it's like they do it like all like low key in the night or something. But it just shows you like they're doing so much things that we're not even aware of. That they have experiments, like on animals, viruses, diseases, so on. So yeah, and then China was saying last year too they were working on their super soldiers, and the U.S. I didn't hear nothing from them, in return, but I'm pretty sure like they already have it, because it's like they other countries that are working on stuff like that will put it out there so everybody else can know. And well, China was the one showing a lot of images in India too, I think from the moon, what's going on in the moon. But like you have to watch like their news stations to see what they're reporting, but over here like they don't really report nothing. So just shows you that information is being controlled. And yeah, and then about different topics, but the guy that recorded the alien in the Las Vegas backyard, he just made an update. I seen it today, and he was like, the media lies, like everything they're saying is a lie. Maybe they're like, the media is saying that they're not responding because they're getting, from the higher ups, they're telling them to say that, don't report on it. Who knows, But last year they said they were going to take these matters very seriously, the Pentagon. So, maybe they don't want to jump on it right away because they don't want to seem like eager, and then other countries are watching too. So, and plus everything was on TikTok. They put it on TikTok, so you know where that goes. So they're just being very quiet, and the government will most likely. But the family said that they're there. They're not even hiding. They're at home. They're just trying to be low key now because of all the publicity. So here we go. For now, I just want to look at the main wobble, which is called precession of the equinox. This wobble moves in an oval pattern, and the large oval in figure 2 to 40 is the wobble itself. The right end on the long axis of the oval is called the apogee. which points towards the center of the galaxy. The bottom half of the oval shows when the planet is heading towards the center of the galaxy, and the top shows when the planet has come back around and is heading away from the center. This movement away from the center of the galaxy is called going with the galactic wind. The Sanskrit writing says that the ancient beings who somehow knew about the precession say that it's not at that far ends of this oval when about the precessions oval when great change takes place, but slightly after these extreme points are passed at the points indicated by the two ovals A and C. Center of the galaxy, falling asleep, total revolution, 1990, awakening, path of the Earth axis, so we're like, can y'all see? Yeah, so we're being like traveling through the time period marked by the cycle of precession of the equinox. The large oval is the path of the Earth's axis. 25,000 years. The equinox. Oh, the solar winds. Yeah, I was like, something popped up in my mind with the solar winds. So, yeah, I was like thinking, because in space there's like energy and stuff. So maybe these like UFOs or spacecrafts. And I think I've seen something too. They propose something like a cell in space, but there's no air, but there's like all the energy hitting it, like the zero energy. So I think that's how like they travel. I think like these gravity engines, like magnets, from things I've been seeing. Well, it's not like I think, it's probably like how it really works or something, or it's not really how it works. But you got to see that interview that these guys did with the old CEO of General of Lockheed Martin, and he was like some kind of like Air Force pilot. I forgot his name, but he talks about all that magnetics, and then you reverse them, you flip two magnets like facing each other with pressure, you kind of screw them down, and these create like an energy field, and then he like charged it, and then it kind of levitated this little plate. But it's very interesting. But you know how gravity pulls down? Well, you make like a gyro that spins because gravity's always pulling, and you can make an engine pull this, like pull that. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I was thinking like space. I don't know, something like that. I think they said something like that, but don't really want to tell you all these things. My brain is all like wacky wonky. Okay, so that's what happened, and yeah, it was a good little episode I seen. But anyways, here we go. I'm gonna try to keep reading a little bit more, make this pretty short. Great change takes place at those 2 points. There are 2 other points sitting halfway between the small ovals shown at B and D, which are also very important places, though change is not as likely as at A and C. Right now, in the 1990s, we are positioned at A, the lower small oval, which indicates that this is a time of tremendous change. 1990. Falling asleep, descending. Oh, okay. Awakening. Okay. Present location of our solar system. 1990. A. Dawar Bara Trita. Awakening, ascending. B. Satya. Center of the galaxy. he falling asleep descending? Satya Treta Di Dawa Para Kali Kali. See, around 1990, when we were like right here, that's where like there was like a lot of alien activity, and even in Africa, like I think that landing happened in 92 or 90, where it landed in that school with all those kids. And see, my experience was like 1991, around that time. So who knows, maybe they're like, when they're like, how they say Nibiru, Planet X is like when it comes every 3,500 years or something, when they're like closer, like they start sending their spacecrafts because it's not that far, So it could be something like that. Like we're passing through these people's like in the elliptical equinox, and there's different galaxies here, planets there, and I kind of had a dream like that a couple years ago. Probably like I had a crystal ball like this, but it was a black one, and there's like a red dot there, and I was like zooming in, and I could like see every part of the galaxy, and I was just like, I was like zooming in this part, and like it was lighting up, but I couldn't tell you which one it was, and I was like, what the heck? And I was like, and then I started waking up, but I was like, what was that about? That's when I was like a couple years ago, when I already started buying crystals and like meditating with them. Then I started having dreams that I was like falling in the crystals, and then it was just like, oh, those are other stories and dreams too. But I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna do a really long one today. Just a little short one, but that's where I'm gonna end there. And yeah, so if you guys want to leave a comment, leave me your thoughts and what's going on. And the thing about like doing like different parts, like is I was thinking that too, because like I have well, you're reading, right? You're reading and you're having a main idea or thought. So when you're reading, you have like all these main ideas and thoughts and like so on. And when you stop, I stop, then like those ideas that I had at that time and day, like they kind of fade away. But once you start reading again, they come back, I guess. Like, but not like the idea. I think like it kind of changes the format or something. Like, say if I were to read this whole book and just record everything, then all these ideas would be in one shot. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so it's like sectionals. But who knows? Maybe at the end of this whole reading, everything will make sense. Maybe the ideas and because I'm reading and I'm having a lot of flashbacks of things like dreams and things, and so we'll go on from there and see what happens. But thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you so much. And let me see where we're at so I don't forget again. Okay, we are according to the ancient writings. That's where we're at, right there. So thank y'all, appreciate y'all, have a good day. It smells really good. Gonna put some mash right here. I haven't done it in a while. But I appreciate y'all, and don't forget, the future's in your mind.